I'm looking at it in terms of there's an issue here that relates to the development of the brand and the culture with it and the strategy that underpins it, because that informs then how we move the business forward. It aligns with the business strategy. But I can relate to, and I can just think of a bunch of them off the top of my head straight away, where it has been a really uncomfortable situation and there have been explosive moments. You would prefer if it didn't get so hot around the collar, that's for definite, but somebody has come to the table and they're carrying a load of things that they are feeling very heated about. But Dave has a very moderating influence in terms of, even if they are in safe hands, because even though it might feel like it's a very vulnerable place, and there are some aspects around the table that are just not in a good place, I have always felt in working with Dave that regardless of how fragile things might be at that time, and it's a short-term scenario, he will have them out on the other side in a much better place, and everybody will grow. And the business will perform and the team will perform.
I don't have to be liked. I don't have to be popular. But I know what I've learned over the 15 years of doing this is that no matter what happens when I'm on site doing something, whether they like it or they don't like it, the way they value it is the impact. At the end, the aftertaste is, oh, that was a great session, Dave. And I go, in my mind, I'm going, what matters is what you're going to say about this and the impact it has in a month's time. That's what really matters.
You're inside and not inside the business. You're part of the business, but external to the business. And that liminal experience is incredibly powerful, but also is quite a skillful place to be. And I think you've exemplified, what it means to be skillful in that, which so many fractional executives need to learn. Because I don't think it's easy or obvious about how to be in that liminal place.
And that can even, when I think of just areas of where I've overlapped into, say, where brand and culture, that you've got that whole scenario of, yes, you can, it's much more tangible in terms of the daily experience in a smaller organization. If you have that sophistication or understanding where you've had exposure to building brand and culture in that context, but then trying to scale that out with teams so that it's still a living part and you don't have 250 over here and another 300 over here, and really they're like two different universes.
Yeah, and I think it's a bit like, from your culture and branding work, like branding is slightly different in the sense that, a large business might have a whole marketing function, and somebody who's come from an agency and understands brand or is going to hire an agency and they know what they're doing. And obviously in a small business, you just may have nobody in the organization who, well, the worst of all is they think they understand brand, but they don't. And so they get, that becomes really problematic. That's most common.